Hello, beautiful people.
Hello, hello, hello.
I am Jarrett, the football genius Burgess,
And I am Stephanie Fitzpatrick, aka the Advantage Coach.
and we are on episode 70
Yeah,
of the Full
wow.
Surreal podcast. I'm sorry, my
Wow.
mind is mush.
Oh, listen, I remembered. I was like, we're at 70. Like,
Uh-huh.
yeah, this is a big deal.
30
Yeah.
more.
30 more.
30 more.
Listen. Yes, y'all. All right.
All
Well,
right.
let's jump
Let's jump
into
right
it. We
in.
ain't even
Yeah.
gonna play tonight. All right, let's do
We
this.
recording this at night,
Yeah,
and neither one of us are night owls.
at all. We do this for y'all though.
Yes.
Listen, we told y'all we like the postal service.
Uh-huh.
So, all right.
Like clockwork.
That's right.
All right, so our who's really right for this week comes from my alma mater. You know how I was going to act over this.
How did I not know? Like, right.
So one of the top players in the nation, I believe was he 15?
Is he 15? I don't know.
I thought he might have been higher than that, but 15
Yeah,
is
that's why I'm
sticking out
like,
in my
is he
mind for some reason.
15? I didn't think he was 15. Okay.
But we had talked a couple of weeks ago about Mikey Williams and how he was talking about, this mass exodus to black colleges for, these young black athletes. And I won't say it's the first domino to fall because there have been others, but no one this highly touted.
Right.
So,
he's a 5-star recruit, basically.
Yes.
That's the part that makes it kind of big news is he's a 5-star recruit who's choosing
to go to HBCU.
So HBCU, yeah.
So Makur Maker, he actually, what I found out is that he applied for the draft, for the NBA draft this year.
Without having to go?
No, he's 19.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so he is. I'm seeing that now. Yeah, he is.
So he applied for the NBA draft and then decided, because, the NBA season is going to be kind of funky.
Right.
He made the decision to go to Howard over UCLA. And
that's big.
I am ecstatic.
Of course you are.
But the who's really right to this is this the first domino to fall? As far as this highly touted of a player.
Yeah.
And as always, Stephanie, ladies first.
Okay, so
throw your disclaimer out there.
Yeah, because I want this to be true. It is just that I do not believe that there is going to be enough pull to make it this huge effect. I think we will have a few who are socially conscious, who are, for different reasons, a myriad of reasons, they will choose to attend an HBCU over a PWI. However, I feel like the pull of the glitz, the glam, I'm seen on national TV or TV period, or the things that they can offer me from the PWI, from perspective, some things that honestly they just do not have the funding to do at HBCUs. It's not that they don't want to, it's the funding is not there.
Yeah.
Right. So the fact that that is something that could deter them and make them say, and honestly, after working in a high school with and strictly working with athletes, I know that so many of them, their idea of college sport is tied to things like being on TV,
right,
or being in a program that everybody knows. And so I think that will make it difficult for it'll make that difficult for a lot of these players to make the decision to choose a HBCU over a PWI. Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna tell you why I disagree. Right. I agree from the standpoint that some of the 3, maybe 4 stars are probably going to go that route.
Yeah.
But I think these guys like Mikey Williams and Makur Maker realize that they're the ticket I firmly believe that ESPN is going to be all over if we have a season. ESPN is going to be all over every Howard University game this year.
Yeah, I mean, he's making for sure that happens.
Right.
Just in making this decision. Absolutely.
But so in that, I think a lot of other guys are going to follow. They're going to see that. And they're going to say, well, I can get exposure here. And some of these guys, like these conscious guys, like you said, who are 5-star recruits, know that they're only going to be at these schools for a year.
Yeah, that's the key. I think, but that's the key. It's going to be somebody who's got a real sense of who they are and where they're going.
Right.
Somebody who's thirsty and hungry, which is going to be most of the kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it gets slim up at the top. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So the bulk of the kids are going to be those 3-4, you know what I mean? And they're going to go to those schools that are going to give them the opportunity. And the thing about it is, it's not even about being, I mean, I guess some of them, their thought process is, I have a better shot of getting to a professional sport if I play at this big name PWI. But I feel like even more than that, some of them just have the ego to want to be seen.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't even about, they know they're not going to the next level, but this is my opportunity to be seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why I think like some of those 3-star guys, some of those guys who are like on the line, who may not coming out of high school be like a pro prospect or not considered one at the time. I think some of those guys are going to be the ones who are going to be like, you know what, I'm going to go to a PWI to get that exposure. But these guys who already got it, I feel like Makur Maker instantly makes Howard a tournament
an option, and it makes them an option for people. He makes them an option for people.
Oh yeah, and like, I don't know their names, but a couple of guys, after he made his decision to go to Howard, I think it was 2 guys made their decision to go to Howard, and they were like 3-4-star players.
Okay,
so Howard's gonna have a nice little team next year.
Yeah, no, I love this. I mean, like I said, the disclaimer is I hope that they do. Like, I love this idea. And the other kid I was telling you about is Miles Calhoun.
Miles Calhoun, okay.
He's leaving UConn to go to Alabama State.
Okay. Yeah, I you know, and this has kind of always happened. I think the light is being shined on, because when we talked about it the other day, I named a few guys. Yeah. A few of them were guys who had gotten in trouble and had to leave.
Some stuff, I mean, in my head, that's what most of it was. Like, honestly, it wasn't socially. It wasn't because you were socially conscious or you were just, blah, blah, blah. It was strictly because that's the only place that they would take you behind after what you did, basically.
True.
I'm just saying.
And, in fairness, though, some of those guys could transfer to other smaller PWIs, and they chose, a black college.
Yeah, no, I mean, I believe some of them. No, absolutely. But I'm going to send you Miles Calhoun's letter, because he talks about setting a legacy for children and grandchildren by going to turning around and going to the HBCU. And I think that is powerful.
Yeah.
So, like, clearly I'm on the side that I feel like no. So the answer to the question is no. I do not feel like this will have a domino effect in that respect. At least not on we may scale. See it and we may see it happen. Like, this kid going to Howard allows, and then like you said, other kids have decided to go there. So this is, and then ESPN's covering them this year. Like, if the predictions are correct, then I see kids saying, oh, well, then I will go there. But it'll take some time.
Yeah.
To get it, until you can get a real bulk of them, it'll take some time. As it stands, it'll just be those who feel a certain way. Okay. So y'all let us know.
Yeah. Let us know who you think's really right.
Yeah.
I think we both would like to see it.
Oh, for sure.
You
Look,
know,
that was my disclaimer.
yeah,
Like,
that's
I
why I
would
say,
love
yeah.
to see it, but I'm just being real. I guess I'm being realist right now.
Yeah, I'm being an
After
idealist.
working with the kids, like, yeah. Okay.
And we see it, you know what I'm saying? Like, even some of the kids that I work with, they're like, I want to go to Alabama. I want to go to, you know, and those are places of prestige.
Yeah. I mean, literally, I just remember having a conversation at the school that we work with, that I used to work in and you work at now.
Mm-hmm.
I was encouraging some of our kids because they did not have a true sense of the world to go to HBCUs. You know what I'm saying? Right. You'll be more comfortable. It won't be such a culture shock. Right. You got to work your way into, you know what I mean, the real world. And they were like turning their nose up, like, what? No, I don't want to go to, oh, okay.
Well, you know, I told you I was the same way my senior year of high school. Like, all these scholarships and all of these, you know, I'm like, I'm going to go to a big school. I'm going to get recognized. And my path was already predestined.
Right.
Straight through Howard.
Right. So I don't know.
And I wouldn't change that experience for nothing in the world.
See, once you get there, it's different. But when you know what I mean, like that that whole idea that they have, just breaking those barriers down.
I think Makur Maker was sold from Homecoming, which is sad because it won't be a Homecoming this year.
Yeah,
but Homecoming sold him.
Oh my gosh, that is hilarious. He's like, wait, ain't nothing these PWIs got on this one. Oh, that's hilarious. I love it. Well, listen, I wish him all the luck in the world. I pray that this is exactly what happens, is that more of these kids will take on this. Really, I do. That's truly my hope.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, let's get on to the Cheeto.
Don't you say it. That's what I said. Don't you say mine.
I was gonna say your president, but I saw your face already.
Nope. Nope.
Let's get on to the Cheeto.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, can he just go already?
Like November, well, January, because he got to be there.
He still got
January
2 months after that. Can't come fast
January
enough.
Can't come fast enough, man. I'm just like, this is ridiculous. Ugh. I'm embarrassed.
Me too.
I'm just gonna say that. I'm embarrassed on a daily basis. I feel there's something to be embarrassed about, and I don't want to feel that way. Like, man, like, really?
I can't believe that any other country takes us serious. But for those of you who don't at all, for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, President Trump somehow made this noose incident with Bubba Wallace what's the word I'm looking for?
He called it a hoax.
A hoax?
He called it a hoax because you know what happened, right?
Right.
The FBI did their investigation and discovered that the noose had actually been there
since October.
Like last October. Doesn't make it okay to me, because it's still like, why is there a noose there? I don't really care when it got there, but nonetheless.
Oh no, the noose was there, but the noose had been there for a while. Like, it wasn't for Bubba.
Okay? Oh, okay. So it came out basically that they didn't know that Bubba Wallace would be the one that would be in the garage that would happen to have the noose and all of this kind of stuff. And so you spin it to make it seem like I was about to say that, Lord. You spin it to make it seem like he pulling the Jussie Smollett. Like, really?
Lord. Well, that's what he did. That is what the Cheeto did.
Yes, he tried to spin this to make it seem like he was trying to take it. Like, anyway, I was blown away that you even had, like, with the way that the country is going right now, to make a statement that's so still, and then you berate NASCAR because of their getting behind him. and wanting to support the getting rid of the Confederate flag and all of this kind of stuff. But we understand that this is, I've been watching pundits talk about, we understand what this is about. You are trying to rally your base. And so that means you've got to, you got to go for the ones who, I don't know. Yeah. Who don't like everybody. Then, that's fine.
Well, yeah. I don't want to jinx it, but I don't expect him to be our president.
Lord Jesus, just hush, Jarrett. Hush, Jarrett.
It's just I just don't see
it. And then he lied. Okay, he said, has Bubba Wallace apologized to all of those great NASCAR drivers and officials who came to his aid, stood by his side, and were willing to sacrifice everything for him, only to find out that the whole thing was just another hoax, that a flag decision has caused lower ratings than ever. And that is a lie, because they said their ratings are up like 8 to 10% since then. So just, all I'm going to say is, you don't talk, just talk facts. I'm sorry. Like, talk facts.
See, anyway, when you got people who just gonna believe you regardless, you ain't even gotta talk facts. That's scary.
That's so scary to me, that you would just take him for, as much as it's been proven that he tells untruths all the time, that you would just be like, yep, he right. Yep, he telling the truth. Yep, that's what happened. It just blows my mind. But did you hear what Bubba came back with? His love letter?
I think I heard part of it. I didn't actually read it though.
So it says, your words and actions will always be held to a higher standard than others. You have to be prepared for that. You don't learn these things in school. You learn them from trials and tribulations, the ups and downs this crazy world provides. You will always have people testing you, seeing if they can knock you off your pedestal. I encourage you to keep your head held high and walk proudly on the path you have chosen. Never let anybody tell you that you can't do something. God put us all here for a reason. Find that reason and be proud of it and work your tails off every day towards it. All the haters are doing is elevating your voice and platform to much greater heights. Last thing, always deal with the hate being thrown at you with love. Love over hate every day. Love should come naturally, as people are taught to hate, even when it's hate from the President of the United States. Love wins.
Nicely said.
That's all that needs to be said. We can go on to the next thing. Bubba wrapped that right on up for us. Thank you, Bubba. I love him. He's such a classic.
Yeah.
Such a classic, because I done went off. So.
And another thing.
Yep.
All right. Patrick Mahomes got paid.
Listen, sir. I've never seen anything like this. Well, first of all, because it's never happened. Yeah. He's the single highest paid athlete in history. Come on now. Come on now.
So what do you think about the idea that it's proportional to the times? So the figure is higher, but it's proportional to the times.
I mean, I guess that's true.
Like when you think about when Michael Vick got that $100 million contract, like nobody had ever seen anything like that.
What?
Right.
Yeah. No, I and the reason I say that is because if you break it down, you know what I mean? Like it's just that it's so much, because it's so much over, it's such a long span of time. Like, that's the part I was like, who gets 10-year contracts?
Right.
That's the part I was like, wait a minute, did that say 10 years? Who gets signed for a decade? Like,
right. Right.
In any sport, who gets signed for a decade? So yeah.
Was it I think Magic got, was it 10 years, 25 million?
Did he? But look at the little money compared to
I mean,
come on.
But that's why I say it's probably relative, because during the time, like, folks wasn't making that much money. Like 25 million.
20. Woo, he making 25 million.
Right.
Like, man, now they be looking at you like, get that dust off my shoulders. That ain't nothing. Million. Like, 25 million, that's an insult. Don't come at me with 25.
I'm getting half a billy.
Right. Wow. But no, I mean, let me just say, it's deserved. So I ain't even arguing about it. Like, okay. I just pray it stays healthy. That's a long time to put money into somebody, and like he's a quarterback. Come on now.
I mean, but quarterbacks, if you look at Drew Brees and
you about to call out all
Peyton
of them.
Manning, and those guys played a long time.
Tom Brady. Don't leave him out. I know we not. Yeah. But I get Phillip Rivers.
Rivers.
Yeah.
Like guys are playing a lot longer, especially at that position where they get protected so much. So everybody but Cam gets protected.
Well.
Congratulations to you, Mr. Mahomes.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Like, listen, I don't even know what I would be thinking. Like, man, what do I do with this much money? Like, what do I do with this much money? My goodness. You could fund a small country. Like, come on, son.
You buy you a nice little island.
That's right.
Have your own little resort.
Get a big island, actually. Right. That's crazy. Okay.
Yeah. But congratulations to you, sir.
Yes, absolutely. All right.
Mental health moment.
Yeah. You told me this one. You got to tell the story.
So this is the story of Emma Kerstesz. And she's a middle distance runner from Boulder, Colorado. And she talked a lot about, in this article, she talked about being like, that she was a very emotional person. And she explained the low point in her life as being in a 10-foot deep hole with no way out.
Wow. Like, you just got to stop and pause for a minute to visualize that. Like, keep in mind, people get buried at 6
feet deep, right.
So 10 feet.
Yeah.
Wow.
But she went to her general practitioner and was diagnosed with...
I'm sorry for laughing. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
She went to her general practitioner and was diagnosed with premenstrual dysmorphic disorder. And then was recommended to see a psychiatrist. Well...
So her general practitioner said you have PMS amplified.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why you're so emotional and then so high and all that. Yeah. Okay. Because that's what you do.
Well, she was sent to a psychiatrist.
Thank God.
And the psychiatrist
listen.
Tore all through that diagnosis and said, no.
Oh, yeah.
You have type 1 bipolar disorder.
So much more serious and severe than you telling her she got. I mean, I'm not dismissing or anything. People who have that PMDD?
Yeah, PMDD.
They have PMDD, but I still feel like the misdiagnoses are so serious to me because of what you do to people when you don't correctly. And I feel like that wasn't even the general practitioner's lane. Like, just send her to the psychiatrist. Don't tell her she got something. Just send her and let them tell her, because if it's something in the DSM, that's their job, not yours. Yeah.
You just made up a diagnosis.
Just made up some stuff. I mean, not that it's not real, but you just said, well, it checks all of my boxes, so here you go. This is what you have. Like, really? And she could have gone untreated had she not gone to the psychiatrist.
Right.
She would have just been experiencing manic and depressive stuff all along and not even knowing what's going on with her.
Right.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I had to get on my soapbox for a minute on that
one. It didn't stop for her there. Like, she said 27. Now, this was in 2014 when all this happened. In 2017, she had a really depressive episode. And she was admitted into a psychiatric hospital against her will.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she said she was in deep despair.
Wow.
But she started doing dialectical behavioral therapy.
Okay.
Okay. I never heard of that. But after doing that, she said she has been just fine and she's been feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
And this was 2017, so
Good. I think that's a relatively new like methodology.
Mm-hmm.
And so good that she's using it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like whatever works.
Right.
That's the one thing about counseling and therapy and whatever you call it for all the different names for mental health.
Right.
People that work in mental health, all the different types of doctors and people, that there's this always evolving practice. You know what I mean? Like there's always new theories being presented and ways to treat people in different. And so I love that she was willing to take on something that was probably a little new and untested as much, but it's really happy to hear that it's working for her.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't think I've ever heard it, and I could be wrong because, yes, that was my lane, but I didn't practice it so.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
On to the real. I know you're excited about this.
Trying to hold my smile. I'm sorry.
And this on to the real is as much as or more of a culmination of this guy's achievements and accomplishments than it is he's doing something particular after retiring.
It's kind of like he was doing it all along while he was, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he was doing this stuff all along.
All along, wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it really wasn't much of a transition at all. It's just, I'm not playing basketball anymore.
Right. I leave that part out.
So our on to the real spotlight is Vince Carter.
Yeah.
Who, because his team is not going to the bubble, and he did state that this would be his last year.
None of them teams need to be going to the bubble. But anyway.
At this point now, like they're going right to the epicenter.
Right. Just sure. Go right ahead.
Just send them right now.
Go right ahead. Mm-hmm. Sure. Mm-hmm.
But I think that it's a bit unfair that like his career had to end this way.
Yeah.
So
anticlimactic when he was such a beast and he a legend. I'm sorry.
He is. He is. I think when you go back, and I think I was looking at something recently and they were trying to compare him to Kobe, and they were saying like, Kobe continued to ascend just when they came out.
Okay. So I'm like, what? Okay.
And they said Kobe continued to ascend, but Vince Carter stayed stagnant. And I'm like,
he stayed stagnant.
What player were y'all watching?
Right. Stayed stagnant.
Yeah. And so.
Okay. All right. Sure.
He's accomplished a lot. He's had a 20-plus year career. Was it 21 years?
Storied career. Yeah. Storied career. Like, it ain't no little thing. Like, for real.
His slam dunk competition where you won was the quantum leap for slam dunk competitions. Like everybody had to bring it a bit harder after that because up until he did it, like the slam
Jordan
dunk competition wasn't.
But Jordan was more. It was more the athleticism. Right. And the ability, the man could jump out the gym, honestly. Yeah. So that was really what, Vince, this is the thing. Vince Carter was this great combination of Michael Jordan and Dominique Wilkins. Because Dominique brought the power. Mm-hmm. And then you got Jordan with the athleticism.
Yeah.
Well, Vince Carter was like they baby child.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
That was able to do both. He just was so nasty.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the only person that I've ever watched, other than your GOAT, I can say that during a game, well, I won't say Justin. Giannis, okay. But them two really, like, during a game, like, their dunks are so entertaining. It's just like, whoa, like, you can't help but be like, oh my God. Like, yeah.
So shout out to you, Mr. Vince Carter.
I just love him as a person.
Yeah.
I do. That's the thing. Like, that's why I like him. So, I mean, obviously he played for the Hawks at the end of his career, and I love that. But I feel like he's just such a good person.
Yeah.
Like, he's, just a good person. I just like his energy was always positive and good. Yeah. All
right. Feel good final thought?
You know this, my girl.
I already know it. I already know it.
It's my girl.
She has done. First, let me just say, the video of her walking up to, I'm sorry,
Jeremy Irons.
Thank you. The video of her walking up to him when he came out of the prison was priceless. It's one of those things, it was one of them eyeball sweat moments because
absolutely.
You could see the raw emotion of her. Like, she just dropped to her knees.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so to see the culmination of all of the things that she had been working for over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
To finally get him home, was a beautiful moment.
Yeah. You got to tell the story, though.
So is it Jonathan Irons?
I think it's Jeremy. Hold on. I get it. Yeah, but he, so she took off an entire year from basketball.
WNBA.
WNBA. Let me just go back and say, I've watched this woman play basketball since she was in high school because she went to Collins Hill in Atlanta. Well, in Gwinnett, but Metro Atlanta. And she has just been a class act from the beginning. She left there, went to UConn, championship after championship, just doing her thing. Went on to the league, still doing amazing work, doing her thing. And then she just took this on. Like, she's the Colin Kaepernick of the WNBA, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that she decided to, like, sit out a whole year just to do this was This
is no shade to Colin Kaepernick. She willingly, decided to sit out.
Correct.
To fight for this. She wasn't blackballed.
Right. No.
She made a decision, like, basketball is second right now. I'm going to go put this work in.
Yeah.
And I can't do nothing but take my hat off to her.
Listen, and that she just announced she's taking next year off.
Next year off too.
This year off, yep. Just to continue this work. I'm like, oh, okay, sure. Yeah. Like,
and she won't come back, and she's still gonna be dropping buckets.
Listen, she is the truth. Listen, let me tell you, I know there are some great women who have played in the WNBA, but hands down, I believe Maya Moore is going to be one of the top players to ever grace a basketball court. Because she is, her and Candace Parker, like, they just, Anyway,
yeah. So, hats off to you, Ms. Moore. Salute to you, and keep doing this work.
Yeah. This man was 16 when he went to jail. I'm just reading it.
Yeah. So he was in there 22 years?
23. He 40.
23 years, okay.
He about to be 40 years old.
Lord.
A whole lifetime. Essentially for him. Yeah. Right. So thank you for what you did for him, Maya, for sure. Look at me calling her by her first name, like we friends or something. Maya. Anyway. All right.
All right. You got your show picks?
Yeah.
All right. What you watching? What you watching?
I had to go back to my car shows, y'all, because I just love myself some cars, right? Iron Resurrection. It's a show about two brothers and one of the brothers' wife. They own a shop in Texas, and they like, unlike most of the shows I watch where they have all these fancy machines, and they do old school restoration work, like they, you know, with the metal work and all that, like they do old school, and it's just cool to watch when they're done with the vehicles. Of course they're fantastic when they're done with them, but so I love it. And something for the ladies. I mean, I don't want to sound let me not say that, because men might enjoy this too. I don't want to be sexist. But there is a show called Say Yes, Surprise Weddings on Netflix. It's only one season so far. I sat on one day and watched the entire season.
How many episodes was it?
8.
Yeah, okay.
And
8 1-hour episodes.
8 1-hour episodes. And the next day, I looked like I had been in the ring with Mike Tyson for 12 rounds. Because I promise you, I cried every episode.
Oh, wow.
This show is amazing. And not just about weddings. That's why I said, let me not be that way. Men might like weddings too, but there's so much deeper, like, stuff that they do and work on with these people before they even get to that point. It's amazing. It's a great show. Great show. So that's it. I'm good. All
right. So I only got one. And this is kind of like a documentary, I don't know what to call it, but it's basically I Am Not Your Negro is based off of a book that James Baldwin did not finish. And anybody knows me, they know that I love James Baldwin. And so just the stuff that he was speaking back then, in the way that he was able to like tell a story and get his point across, excuse me. And you remember a couple of weeks ago when I was comparing him to Dave Chappelle.
Right.
And saying that Dave Chappelle's kind of in that same vein. Like, that they can just capture an audience.
Right.
They speak so eloquently. This was a real, if you are a James Baldwin fan and you haven't seen this, like, even if you aren't, like,
and I think we should encourage young people. Like, this is something that young people should really pay attention to.
Yeah, definitely.
Real talk. Definitely. Yeah. So I don't care if you know who that is or not.
Right. Yeah. Watch it.
Watch it.
All right. Well, we're at the end of episode 70.
All right. We made it. Hallelujah.
You probably can't tell. We about to both dive in the bed and go to
sleep. Lord, hallelujah.
But we truly appreciate you guys listening.
Yes, absolutely.
Episode 70. We would appreciate if you go to our Instagram page. That's at Field 2 The Real Podcast. Friend us. What is it called? I don't even know.
Okay. I'm like, what is listen, I was over here like, what is he trying to say? I don't know.
Follow us.
I can't help. Okay, look, I couldn't help because I didn't know what you were doing.
I was like, friend us. Wait, that's Facebook.
I'm like, wait, that's Facebook. No, yeah. Follow us.
Yeah. On Instagram, Field 2 The Real Podcast. On Twitter, Field 2 The Real P1.
I was about to say
1 on Twitter. You can definitely shoot us an email. That's Field 2 The Real Podcast @gmail.com. Go to our YouTube page.
Please.
Field 2 The Real Podcast. Like, subscribe, share, comment, all that good jazz.
Yes, we need to hear from y'all. Yeah. We say this every week. Why do we not hear from anybody?
Right.
Okay. Are we just talking to each other?
Well, somebody better listen. Well, no. So our views on YouTube ever since we started putting out the entire episode have gone up. So
okay, good.
I am excited about that. So thank you guys for listening.
Thank you for watching
and all that. Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. Hot dog. Yay.
Yeah.
All right.
Y'all.
Yes. Love you.
Out. Peace. All right, I'm going to bed.
Okay. Bye.